Hello, my name is Daniel Kayamba, and I'm the director of Room Rodeo. So, as a director, I'm responsible for the vision, the look, the creative choices of the film. Pretty much my job is to work with the actors to make sure they can bring the best performance from the script, rehearsing with them. I work with pretty much all the department heads to make sure everybody's work is aligning and supporting the look, the feel, and just the overall how the film will come out. So I kind of in responsible in terms of talking with our AD, talking with the costume designer, talking with the production designer, the producers, making sure we're all working and on the same page to give the best and overall look of the film, and working with the actors, working with the casting director, just all the logistics, nitpicky stuff, creative choices is pretty much my kind of overseeing job as a director. I think yeah, and cool. I think for as far as the process goes, is just finding time to meet one on one before having bigger meetings. So you just get a feel of the person and how they work. I think that's a big part of how I connect with department heads, and also just outside of like their role, like knowing them as a person also helps. So I can kind of get a feel on how, you know, chemistry wise, how we're gonna work together. That is always part of the process as well. Yeah, I think in this pandemic world, Zoom is our best friend. So scheduling meeting through Zoom, meeting them and just talking through how they felt about the script, how they felt about any questions they had, and from then on we kind of build. And I always, I want to trust people with, I think sometimes as a director, it's easy to be like, well, I already know what I want. I already know how it's going to look like. You're just going to do it. But I think for me, really also leaning on their wisdom, leaning on what, because they know what they do, and they are like the production designer, has experience that I can learn from, and trusting that as well. I think that's always part of the process, and letting them also kind of have a say, and let's see how we can meet both visions and how we can kind of put it together to give the best outcome. Because I think ultimately is everybody wants the best out of the project. If you come in thinking, well, this person has an alternative motive, and that doesn't create a good space. So really leaning on like everybody is here and they want to give the best they can. Let's work together to make the best out of the script and give an awesome film. So I think that's is always important to kind of really emphasize. And I think that how I talk to the department head, how I talk to the actor, the producer, I think that sets the tone. If I'm coming in already like, you know, I know this, I know that, I'm this or whatever, I think that already creates an uncomfortable environment for people to kind of share their opinions or share their voice. I think always having that kind of open floor is a big part of the process where your voice matter here too. I'm not just here to tell you how this film should look. So I think that's a big part of it. Um, yeah. First, so it's funny. I was in the park. It was the last day of summer. I was having a picnic with my wife and her cousins and her fiance, and we were just having a good time. And I get this text. I mean, I get an email. I'm like, oh, what is this? I started reading through it, and I'm like, okay, Black Cowboy. Okay, I see a little Nas in the end. I'm like, okay, this is looking. I think what really drew me out was just like, okay, this type of story I haven't seen. I mean, how many cowboy films have we seen? You got the white lead, you got it's already set up for us, Western town. Um, and I think that's all we always see with Westerns. I think that's all we always hear from Western. I can't think of one, I can only think of like one Western or two with Black people in it. And I think what really stood out was just seeing, you guys were trying to do something different, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I love stories with imagination. I love stories, especially with Black youth. That's something that I'm really passionate about. Showing more perspective from the younger generation of Black kids, and this really stood out to me. This story about this Black boy wanting to, you know, learn about this history and wanting to kind of show that he has a part of it, and that really drew me out. And I already started thinking, I was like, man, we can do this, we can do that. Yo, let me get on this. So I was like, okay, I gotta draft this email real quick to get back with y'all. So I think how different this story was and the subject matter. And I'm always used to telling like very serious or very, toned down stories. So I really was like, this could be very big, this could be very imaginative. And I think that the direction you guys had with the dreamscape and all that really stood out. And I was like, I really want to be part of this. And, and just getting to work again in a pandemic was also a drawing force, because I was like, man, I might have to take out the director hat and sit this one out for 2 years or something until things chill out. I was like, man, Amazon looking kind of, I might have to, I was looking at different options. So I think this gave me, okay, I can still work. I have an opportunity to direct again. So I think that was also very exciting. So yeah. I think our first rehearsal was great. I was like, okay, we have our cast. Yeah, just an all Black cast too, which you love to see it. I've seen so many movies. I'm like, that easily could be a Black person. Like, why is, like, and it was just great to have that with this project. It was very exciting. And just working with DeAndre, not Jamil, and it really brought me back to my childish kind of side, and it was very sweet. I was like, man, I wish life could be this easy, just you play video games, your parents buy you stuff. I miss that, it took me back to missing that kind of, man, being 9, because when I was 9, that's when I came to America. So I was like, wow, I was like him. Like when I was 9 years old, I was literally like, this age. So it was like a weird moment for me to just see a young kid and just remember seeing myself in him and seeing how excited he gets about the small things and how excited he's about to, he's like, check out my YouTube. I make music too. He was like, I do this. He was just so plugging himself. He's definitely an industry kid. Like this kid was plugging himself with everything. I was like, what? Check out subscribe to my channel. He's working overtime. So that was really exciting to work with DeAndre. He's such a sweet kid, and Martin as well. Seeing their relationship was very sweet. You can tell that they love each other and they're supportive, and it's cool. It's cool to see that. Once we got on set, the first day I was like, "Oh, it's happening." I was like, "Am I over my head?" Like, "Oh, whoa, we have 4 sets up. We have the actors are coming in. I finally meet Lola. I said Loli. Chloe and Lola. I had mixed your name of Lola and Chloe for the first time. And just like, wow, it's not just Zoom meetings anymore. I think that was a very exciting moment. And to be that, to shoot that week, and to have that, it was that whole week. It was surreal. It was just exciting because all the hard work really paid off. To see that really come to life. Everything, the frustrations, the meetings, the quick phone calls. It was all worth it to finally be on set and to see the Jameer room up, to see the cowboys in their costumes, and it was just like, wow, like this is what happens when you have a good crew and a good team. Like it's possible. And I think it reflected all of our hard work that week. So that was exciting. And to finally wrap, the 6th day of, not hell, it wasn't hell, like it was miserable, but it was in the trenches. I think, yeah, it was a little nervous, a little vulnerable. I think directing is a very vulnerable thing sometimes because this is me expressing how this thing should go in front of all these people. And it's easy to be like, what if they think I'm doing this or I'm doing that? But it was also cool to see that, like, seeing that support was awesome. And seeing all the people from out of state as well coming in and how excited they were to talk to DeAndre was really cool. And yeah, I think part of it was just like it was a very vulnerable moment for me to just have all these people kind of watching me do what I think I'm good at or what I, and and yeah, I think that was a little nerve wracking. But after that, it was like, wow, like we have a lot of support in this project from all over, not just Chicago. So that was it was really cool to see. And when Chloe called me in, I felt like a little kid, like having to like present. When you called me and DeAndre to come say hi, I was like, oh, I gotta tighten up. I gotta, to see all the supporter. But no, it was really a great moment. This is so dumb and stupid, and but it's my process. You gotta look good. I don't. I always like when I'm directing. Like I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna make sure every day I wear a crazy outfit, or I just try to. It makes me feel confident in myself. I don't know. You look good, you feel good. So that's something that was part of the process for me. I was like, okay, let me wear my African hat. That's my directing hat. When I wear that hat, that's like my for the motherland. So wear my African print hat. Get my Jordans on like that. That's my process, and it's silly, it's goofy, but I think that's something that I'm gonna kind of take on, as long as this takes me. And I think other than that, I love music. I think even for Flowers and Bike, there's moments where we're just, in moments where there's no dialogue, just filling that space with music was really helpful, especially for the uh, portrait scenes. It just helped me feel that energy more, and I think it helped the actors as well. So that's also a big part for me as far as directing goes. Top tips directing young children on your film set. Number one, you gotta entertain them. There's gonna be moments where they're gonna get a little low. You gotta make sure their energy's up. Make sure they're feeling excited to be back to shoot. Number two, you gotta make sure they feel like they're part of the process as well. Giving them that responsibility, like you are bringing this character to life, making them feel like they have ownership with this character. I think that gets them really excited to try new things and really make sure they give the best performance. And number three, I think also just trusting them. They might be kids, but they also, they have some stuff to bring to the table too. Also trusting because nobody knows how to be a kid than a kid, because I think older people were like, okay, this is how you should be, but he's literally just being it, and he will give me the best performance if I trust all his little quirks that kids bring to the table. Just creating a fun set where they feel like they are, they're not. It's not a boring. I mean, sometimes they gotta sit down, but overall, the energy of the set gotta, feel alive so the kid can be like, this is, I want to keep doing this, this is awesome. And yeah, I just rehearse and rehearse even more. The more rehearsing the better. I think it gets them feeling prepared. And when you're rehearsing, just talk to them. I think all that will maybe always will give you the best performance. I think, yeah.